for any of you guys. For a lot of the year, you guys have come out of the second half slowly, but it hasn't really hurt you until this point because you'd gone on to win the game and you had leads at that point. Does this create a new emphasis and a new focus on trying to address that?
Yeah, without a doubt. It's something that's been hurting us in the past, and it showed tonight that it can hurt us in the future. So it's something we just got to get back in the gym and work on. And this time we really have to get it figured out and under control.
Is it a mental thing? Is it a
something we can't even tell you. If we knew, we'd have fixed it already. It's just one of them things that just don't know. You just keep watching film trying to figure it out, but it's like a ghost. You just can't see it.
What is said at halftime to kind of try and spark you guys to make a run to start the half?
Just coming out with defense intensity. I think going into the second half, the first half we wasn't really locking down on defenders and stuff like that, and then they came out strong again in the second half. But we just had the mentality to just pick up our defense, later in the game. But we can't do that with teams like this, especially in our league, A10. We got some good teams, So we just gotta start from the jump, from finish, from start to finish. We just gotta bring our intensity day in, day out. We can't wait to the last minute, to pick it up.
Does anyone step up and kind of take ownership of the locker room and kind of say, something needs to change, or is it just kind of like a collective thing?
It's just a collective group, team effort, and not just individually, and just all of us together, coaches, teammates, we just all got to come together and just find ways to win.
Freddie, on the third free throw, were you trying to miss on that one, or just went in, or was that you guys just made the decision to?
I was trying to miss. It just happened to go in.
Is that kind of a hard thing? Tell yourself to miss a free throw?
Yeah, I was trying to. I wanted to hit the front of the rim so I could come off, so we could have a chance to get the rebound. But you don't really practice misses, so.
You guys went on that run in the middle of the second half to get close. Did you kind of feel like, okay, here we go again, we're in a close game, and we're going to pull it out? You guys have done it so many times before.
Yeah, that's what it definitely felt like. The crowd tonight was great and electric, and we want to thank them guys for coming out, showing the support that they did tonight. And we was feeding off of that. When we was making our run, it was like the crowd was there on the floor with us, and so we just wanted to, show them guys that we was playing hard and working hard for it.
Put, does this feel like a game that you can build off of? It seemed like that was your best overall game in a while.
Somewhat. I looked at it. I wasn't really worried about scoring. Last each game coming into the season, I've been worried about a lot of scoring, but I just try to stay focused and do other things for the team. Block shots, defensive wise, rebounding basketball. I guess I rebounded quite well today, but we took a loss though. But I just look at it as a momentum building for me myself. As I was slumped earlier in the season, so just trying to bring more intensity to myself and to my teammates.
Do you approach it different? After the Miami-Ohio game, you said, I'm back, I got this, and then kind of returned back to where you were at. Do you take a different approach and just take it one game at a time from here?
I'm just starting to take it one game at a time. I can't look forward in the future. I just got to take it one game at a time and just keep bringing the intensity I brought today to my team. So that's what.
Fatigue a factor at all for you guys? Quick turnover.
Once again, no. Rich Hogan's did a great job of getting us in shape, and Coach pushes us in practice every day. So as far as being tired, that's not an excuse. Looking at the numbers here, I can't go 5 for 17, and my teammates look to me to be aggressive and a leader, and that can't be the type of game I have if we want to win every night. So.
Do you get frustrated a little bit when those drives that have been working for you, where you go into a crowd and somehow get it in today, that didn't work?
Not really frustrated, just more mad at myself that I wasn't making things I usually make, making layups I usually make. And, I felt like I missed a couple of guys that was wide open on a couple of my drives. And, it's just learning and improving the next day. And just going to go back and watch film tomorrow and just see what I missed.
Anything else for the players? All right. Thanks, guys. Welcome.
Go ahead.
Well, first of all, it was great to see Marcus Camby and the great crowd that came to kind of, I guess celebrate him getting his number retired, and to see his number in the rafters, I think will be something very cool for years to come. We've, like I said, at halftime we got to start in 5 now, and that was one of the things I thought brought a great crowd out today. And as far as the game went, I thought we came out with a decent energy and a spark, but we had a nice lull there for a while in the first half and let them kind of take advantage of, I'd say, our inability to put the ball in the basket and some defensive lapses. And then to start the second half, once again, they went on a little run and kind of got them a good cushion. And we turned up the intensity and kind of the speed of the game a little bit too late tonight. It's worked for us numerous times this year, but I think when you're playing in this conference, in this league, you just can't do those things. And I think the biggest thing that concerns me is they shot 49% for the game. And then the discrepancy in rebounding in the first half was something that has plagued us to a certain extent all year. So we need to, we don't have a huge margin for error. I think that's been evident all season. And, we need everybody on our team, at least the guys that are in uniform and playing, to give us everything they have every night. If not, we're going to be in a lot of tight games and may struggle some at times.
Derek, the struggles that you guys have had coming out of halftime, have you guys mixed things up in what you've done during halftime and things just to try to?
Yeah, we've tried a few different things. The thing I haven't done yet is kind of switch the lineup up just to see if something like that'll work. We've pressed some in our diamond. We've gone some 55. We haven't tried zone. But I haven't really tried too many things. But at the same token, I'm hoping that that there's a sense of urgency. And sometimes it seems like we just miss plays. I mean, Putt got a wide open 3 in that little stretch. They threw 2 balls that wedged against the backboard and went in. So I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out what to do so that we come out with a little more energy and intensity after the half. Because last year that was something that we were very, very good at.
Derek, this sounds like an opening for an excuse, and you don't make excuses, I know, but this halftime was different. I mean, because the first 5 or 7 minutes of it, you weren't even in there. Did that have any effect? Is that distracting?
No,
as much as you like the ceremony and all that.
No, I mean, I was quick. I usually do the radio for a quick split second, and today was, I think the kids just have to adapt if it's a little different. We play Thursday, Saturday afternoon, Canby's day. I mean, you just have to adapt. There's really, at the end of the season, nobody looks at today's day and says, the halftime was a little longer. You guys didn't play. You played on Thursday, and they also don't look at the, the 3-point winner against Harvard in the corner. It just is it's a win or a loss. Right now we're 12-5, but I think we're right in the middle of things. But we have some work to do as far as getting everybody on the same page to play. We just need everybody to play at a high level. We don't have. I just think we're a team that needs everybody every night out.
Were you okay? Were you okay with the 3-point shooting tonight, or was it they just never falling, or were you okay with what they were doing with it?
Yeah, I thought we got some pretty good looks. Obviously we'd like to shoot better than 28%, but we took a lot less than normal. Normally we're up in the low 20s or the 20s, so the number's pretty good. We just need to make a few more.
No, I forget
Was Putney something you can build off of?
Yeah, I think so. He did some really good things out there. The 8 rebounds I liked. I liked that he took the ball to the rim, got to the free throw line a little bit, and seemed to play with some good energy. I think he still can give us a little bit more, but I thought his energy was pretty good and did some good things, especially in the second. He's another guy a lot like Chaz. They need the pace of the game to be moving, and I think when it gets moving, that's when he's at his best.
For Chaz, I mean, with a guy like that who's going to just take it into a crowd sometimes, are these games bound to happen where those acrobatic layups just don't fall?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I thought out of his 17 shots, there was probably 6 of them where he was 1 foot from the rim. They did a good job of kind of building a wall and being physical with him. I thought on a lot of those he did a good job of creating contact, or at least try to create contact. Sometimes because of his size you don't see it quite as much, but he was getting to the spot that we want him to get to. Now we got to work on his decision making, whether it's a shot or finding somebody else out there.
Was that as good of a situation as you could ask for with Riley going to the line for the 3 shots? I mean, obviously it couldn't have been the way you drew it up, but the fact that he's on the line for 3, I mean, it had to have been.
Yeah, they shoot down 3 with a guy in the free throw line shooting 3. After the way the game played out, I would probably take that just about any time. I wish we would have executed a little better in a couple situations coming down the stretch, but we had kind of a quirky lineups and a couple different things that weren't perfect. So I mean, you always want to go over your late game situations. The weird thing is we've had the lineup that I've never gone, like that's our late game situation lineup, and that lineup's really never been in the game because of foul trouble or how somebody's playing or whatever the situation.
Freddie said that he tried to miss that last free throw. Is that something that you guys, is that practicable? Is that something?
Yes, it is. We haven't, we've done it some, but probably need to do it a little bit more. Just like our late game entry deep, a couple things that I think every game as a coach you learn to get better. Last game with the halftime situation, this game, maybe a free throw, maybe having one more free throw play where you're trying to miss at the end. And it'd be hard to have 15 guys go up there every day in practice and tell them to miss free throws. So that's something that you probably, just something that you should just kind of be able to do, I'm not saying we would have got it, but.
Is that a hard thing to ask of a player? I mean, obviously it's what the situation called for, but is that kind of hard for a guy who's just been finding his shot back to all of a sudden not tell him, okay, now you got to go out and miss it?
No, I think it's something that, he knew, he knows that that's what we were trying to have him do to win the game. Sometimes the guys that try to miss actually make them, and I think that happened. And, at that point, we really didn't have a chance to get a W.
Is it a good or a bad time for the 7 days off?
It depends how you want to look at it.
I mean, where you sit today.
I think it's a good thing in that we need to get better. There's some things we have to work on, but it's not a good thing because it's 7 days of thinking about this game, getting ready for Richmond. We've had 2 long breaks. One is we came off a win. I think it was Northeastern, getting ready for a game where we felt great for the week and we were ready to play. And then we had the one after Tennessee where it was probably the longest week I've had in a long time. So we got a little. It's good. I mean, I think any time in conference play, you can get some time off to rest and also get back at it. We weren't as sharp and as fresh, I think, as we needed to be tonight. Without really any excuses, it's just one of those things. We were slower to the ball to them in the first half. They were quicker to certain plays. They got the rebounds, the loose balls, and then we had a nice run for 10 or 12 minutes in the second half where I thought we picked up the pace.
Anything else?
Thanks, Dave.
All right, thank you.